Hi there, I'm Jon Enge from Mars Rising Films. Welcome to the Zero Budget Film School. I have often lamented, man, if I could just find someone to fund me or find a studio to finance me, all of my problems would be solved. Insinuating, of course, that if I had some huge magical sack of money gifted to me by some sort of film fairy, perhaps gnome, I could make the movie I wanted, everyone would see it, love it, and I would live happily ever after, making movies until my eyes caked over with the crust of my old dreams. Okay, that got weird. The truth is, unless that money is coming from yourself, it's gonna solve some problems, yes, but it's gonna open up a whole new world of problems altogether. Why? Because people who are investing in your movie have heads of their very own. It's true. And inside these heads are ideas, opinions, and dreams of their very own. And because they're supplying the production with money, they often have demands to make. Script changes, casting changes, etc. Tarantino found somebody who said they'd fund Reservoir Dogs, but they had to change Mr. Blonde to a girl. He wanted his girlfriend, wife, daughter, something to play her. So Tarantino walked. Kevin Smith talked about how he was slated to direct The Green Hornet, which you would think for a comic book fan would be the ultimate goal. But he eventually passed on it after a discussion with his producer, Scott Mosier. They talked about how this would never be their movie. Because when your budget is in the tens or hundreds of millions, it's a film made by a committee, and that committee is the execs at the studio. Or a dentist with delusions of grandeur for his homely daughter. Both Kevin Smith and Robert Rodriguez have talked about how keeping their budgets low and delivering movies on time and under budget so they can easily turn a profit allows them to keep making movies and to have great control over them. But the studio always has feedback. If only I could have those problems. Am I right? Until then, the important thing is, if you're going to secure outside funding, to make sure whoever is funding you believes in you and your vision, and isn't going to get in the way. I had a point where someone wanted to produce my first movie, and I was very excited, and they started talking about finding a director. I told them I was the director. They rebutted, saying that I was the writer. I informed them that I only wrote it so I could direct something I was passionate about, which is the only reason I write anything. First and foremost, I am a director. They asked me what made me think I could direct it. I mean, I knew I could, but they weren't convinced and I had no experience. So I called a contact that I had made who was a 38-year veteran of the filmmaking business, and I told him I was getting a bad feeling about it. His advice was that if one person was interested, another one will be too, and that I should find the right people to work with, and to have the confidence to walk away from any deal that I didn't feel great about. So surround yourself with good people, or at least people who are as loony as you are. They say never work from your own money, but if you make this your hobby, how much money do people spend on their hobbies every year? I know when I was playing Warhammer, I was spending thousands of dollars every year on miniatures, terrain, vehicles, paints, putty. I could have made a few short films on that. Plus, using your own money gives you total control of your final product. The downside to that is there's nobody to tell you what you're doing wrong. Don't get trapped in your own ego. Surround yourself with other good people and get feedback. And listen to them. Follow your vision, but be ready for constructive criticism. Keep your mind open. So if you have a radical idea for your first film, kickstart that puppy. Use some credit cards, cash in your 401k. I am not a financial advisor. These are probably bad ideas, except for the Kickstarter idea. Break all the rules. Go crazy. Maybe you'll blow away the industry and make your career out of it. At the very least, you'll have a movie. Hey, if you have any questions for me, ask me on Twitter. It's probably the only place I'll actually see what you have to say to me. And if you want to see more of these videos, go throw in a couple bucks at our Patreon. Thanks for watching. See you next week.